LaTeX, article writing, and mathematical equations. Both the speakers explain it very nicely about basic concepts in LaTeX, how one can use this LaTeX for writing research articles, theses, books, reports, etc. So there's a very good application provided by LaTeX for many purposes. Continuing with the last session, that speaker explained about how one can add graphs or pictures in a LaTeX by exporting some images from outside, and we have to add those images in the same directory as the lattice file exists. But continuing with the same thing, what we are going to see today is doing all these graphics in a LaTeX only, in a LaTeX window, without exporting those images. We can draw some nice shapes, structures, and graphs which having vertices and edges. We can see how one can draw flowcharts, 2D and 3D plots, etc. So this is a very nice and beauty of LaTeX, that one can do many things in a LaTeX by learning some of the basic commands. Here we need to add some packages and some commands, simple commands. We can draw these graphs in a LaTeX. So let's see how it works. Before beginning, I'll just introduce the LaTeX once again. LaTeX is a computer programming language which is used for typesetting and technical documents. LaTeX is a free software package created in 1985 by the American computer scientist Leslie Lamport as an addition to the text typesetting. LaTeX was created to make it easier to produce general purpose books and articles within text. LaTeX is usually considered better for writing scientific contents. The main reason, in my opinion, is that it provides full control over all the setting. Word is much easier to use, but LaTeX has a very steep learning curve. So you see here, we can type many documents in words also, but how one can compare this LaTeX with the Word? LaTeX is much easier to use in the beginning only, as compared to LaTeX is slightly difficult and tedious in the beginning, but once we get used to of the LaTeX, it will become very easy that we have to customize some command and add some packages in the preamble, the beginning part only. Once this is done, the job is very easy for us in the latter part. So in this way, and also the demonstration presentation of the LaTeX file is very nice and looking good compared to Word file. So these are the very much, these are the advantages of LaTeX over Word. Also in research, many publishers are asking document in terms of LaTeX file only. So it is very needed now to learn the LaTeX and its concepts. LaTeX is better at dealing with mathematical notations, layout, and entry, generally easier using LaTeX than some other sort of editor. Separation of content and style, tables and illustration, documents produced using LaTeX just look better, refined, and polished. LaTeX uses iterative typesetting algorithm which determine the optimal layout of text and floating elements such as figures and tables based on many typographical rules. So let's begin with which are the packages we need to add before drawing some good shapes in a LaTeX. The first one is PGF or TXZ package, which was developed by Till Tantau using the software text. The PGF package, where PGF means portable graphic format, is a package for creating graphic in an inline manner. TXZ is front end for the package PGF. PGF or TXZ is not a single tool, but two separate languages paired together to produce high quality vector graphics. The PGF or TXZ package allow us to draw pictures within LaTeX document to keep the style consistent throughout the document. The packages PGF for TIGSI can be used to create beautiful graphics, especially diagrams in LaTeX. TIGSI is a tool for 2D pictures. For 3D graphic, I prefer other tool, for example, Asymptote. PGF or TIGSI produces vector graphic from a geometric description, the image to be drawn by using its own set of instructions. So let's see how it works, starting from beginning. References: the TIGSI and PGF packages manual for version 1.18. These are some of the references which I have used and one can use to access and explore more thing about this drawing pictures or graphs in a LaTeX. The packages which I have used in the beginning, in the preamble, is use package graphics, TIGSI package, PGF plots, shapes.geometric, and this command I have defined for the vertices and edges. So we'll see a detailed thing about it while we go to the actual demonstration. So these are the packages which I have used. In this presentation, we are going to see two parts, that is basic shapes and plots. And another thing is graph with vertices and edges. So these are the two different things, how one can draw some basic shapes, then 2D and 3D plots, flow charts, and then graphs which having vertices and edges. So these two concepts we are going to see. So let's see how these shapes are there. So consider first this line. For the line, we require these commands. After including those packages, we require these commands in a line. We start from begin slash backslash begin tick pictures, in tick picture always, anything we can write in it. And then this is the command where we can draw the line, slash draw 00 dash dash 30 and semicolon. So you can start with any point, any vertex, any number you can start with here 00. And then if you wanted to extend, so this end is 00 and another end is 30. Then on x-axis, we are plotting this. So we can draw it, you can extend it at any coordinates here, 30, 40, whatever be. So this is for the simple line drawing, we can use this. Then for circle, draw tick picture, again in tick picture. In this command only we draw 00 and then use this circle command, and then 1 centimeter is its radius. So 00 is the center of circle and 1 is radius of circle. So this way one can draw this circle, this line. Again, for the triangle, you see here begin and end with tick picture and then draw 00 to 11, then 11 to 20 and 00 to 20. These are the three lines we have joined. So let's see its demonstration. Here. So in the beginning I have used these packages, TIGSI, PGF plots, graphics, shapes.geometric. These are all packages what I mentioned there. These I have used. Now see here, begin tick picture, end tick picture, starting from 00 any vertex, and then 40. So one can change it to 50, 60 or 10 and compile it. So this is the line which I am getting after 10. Then circle, look at this circle. So you can take any center, it's not necessary you take always 00. I'll take 1 center or 1 2 center, whatever be, and I'll change the radius 4 centimeter and compile it. So look at this circle we are getting with the center 1 and 4 centimeter. Then we have triangle. So starting from 00, you start from any vertex, that is 00 to 11, then 11 to 20, And then again you join this 0, 0 vertex with 2, 0. So here it is. This is a 2, 0 where this one is. This was 0, 0 and this one is 1, 1. So we can get this triangle. If I'll change this to 3, 0, see what happens. It will go outside of that. Look at it. So this is the thing I'm getting if I change it to 3, 0. So we need to specify first of all what are the coordinates we require in coordinates of triangle, and then one can draw accordingly those coordinates. Now next thing is about rectangle. For drawing rectangle, again in begin tick picture, end tick picture, one can draw this rectangle. One can specify this thing whether we require the boundary of the rectangle is ultra thick and which type of color we can add colors also. If you don't specify this, it will give you black color shape. Then this rectangle is minus 2.5 to 2.5. These are the coordinates I have specified here. And then we get this kind of rectangle which is having a orange color, ultra thick. If I remove this ultra thick and orange, we'll get you just a rectangle what we have seen earlier. Then for the red color and dashed, one can see here the same thing, but only I have changed the ultra thick, red and dashed. So we get this picture. Then for ellipse, draw /draw, again same command, ultra thick, green, and I have used here ellipse 40.20 points. So these points are somewhat less than, means centimeter also. LaTeX can understand this, or you can give in terms of centimeters also. You can try, play around it, you'll get that what are the scales, but you can use point, or you can use millimeter, or you can use centimeter, whatever that here. We know that major and minor axis of ellipse, so that's why it is given like this. And center, you can specify anything, you will get this kind of ellipse. So we'll see demonstration of it. Look at it. This is about our rectangle, 0, 0, orange. I'll just change this color. If you want green color, just change here. If you want length and breadth 5, 3, and compile it. So look at here, this kind of rectangle I'll get with the green color sides. Another thing is, this is also, one can say square, but we have to use the command rectangle only for the square with the all sides are equal. And then I have used here dashed. So here using this dash command and this red color, I'll get this red type of square. It's a dashed. Then here it is green color ellipse. I can see I'll increase this 60 and 30. Center I'll change it to 1, 1. Or you can keep it at anything, ultra thick. So you'll get this ellipse. So many shapes you can use. You can draw using this LaTeX, another shapes. You see here some beautiful shapes here. This is zigzag lines. Then the snakes with the brace equal to brace give this kind of braces. Of course, you have to assign here coordinates. What are the coordinates you require? Start and end coordinates. Here it is snakes with triangles, snakes with coil, and the snake with this coil segment aspect 0 means we can reduce the coil. Okay, so this way one can get all these things. Then one can see here it is, we can fill the colors inside our shapes. What is the shape? By using this fill equal to command, that is fill equal to blue. I have entered blue color. So here I got the blue fill. Look at here, this one. I can use some other color here. I'll put a red color. And I can, this number 40 is just to increase the strength of the color. Okay. So I'll just put here 80, and rectangle, I'll just write here 5, 2. So we get this type of rectangle which is filled with red color. Another shape is this type of shape where we can draw lines and we can mold the line according to our needs. Look at this line. So first of all, draw the line thick -2 to 2, and then -2 is starting point, and then out 10 in 190. This way, using this kind of measure, one can bend this line from here. You see that 2 to at 2 point is bent to 10 in 1. So these are the angles. Angles out 10 and in is 190. These are the angles which by which one can mold this line, and we can get this type of shape. Now, next thing is rounded corners. So this shape with this graphics you can get. Another one just I wanted to show is these shapes. Yeah, the shapes which are having 3D shapes. So for this 3D shape, shade, we are using this shade command where we can write this ball color is red, which is of strength 90, and star center is 00, circle. We are using the circle command, and then 1.2 centimeter is its radius. So again, inside begin tick picture, end tick picture, one can draw this kind of shape, that is a red color 3D shape ball. So here it is, red color. I can change the color of this ball. Green, I'll put it green there. And I'll change the radius also. This is a center. This is always a center. I'll change with 4 centimeter and compile it. So look at here, this green shape, 3D shaped ball one can get. Similarly, we have having changing the colors. Here it is. We can put a different combination of colors inside the ball so that we get a beautiful pictures of it. That is, you see here, right color yellow for this one, right color yellow, left color orange for this ball, and circle is center 00, circle radius is 2 centimeter. Again for this ball, inner color is yellow, outer color is red. So we'll get this. I'll just change its radius. You can see. See here. So this kind of ball I'll get by changing. So you can try some different combinations of the colors and this inner color, outer color, and then right and left. These are the 4 possibilities of positioning of the colors. Okay, so this way we get this. Then for the rectangle, check it, this rectangle. Again the same thing, begin tick picture, end tick picture, rounded corners, ultra thick. So the corners are rounded for this. You see here the corners, all corners are rounded. If you don't write these rounded corners, it will give you straight corners. Ultra thick, and then inner color is equal to yellow, outer color is black, and draw yellow. So we'll get this kind of rectangle, 3D shape rectangle. Another one is this one. Top color yellow, bottom color black, and this rectangle 00, rectangle 53. We get this kind of beautiful shapes using this simple one line command. These are the commands we are using, the /sed, and then in a square bracket you customize it according to our colors and length and whatever we require. Accordingly you customize it, and then put the positions of the rectangle where we want, and we'll get the required picture. Now see, next one is very again excellent application of LaTeX is we can customize all the thing. Instead of using those one-line command, we can customize uh, these commands and we can get the required shape as per our requirement. So you see here, these 5 circles I have drawn by using this simple 2-line, we can say programming. Yes, is define n from 5 means from 5 integer, that is natural number n5, and for each x in this 1 to n means n will run up to 5. Draw this circle which will x coordinate will lie at x, the slash x, and the y coordinate 0, and circle with the radius is 0.5 centimeter. So you see here this first circle whose center is at 1 0 because we have defined this n in 5 and this slash x is from 1 to 5. So there are 5 circles we'll get, and always this x coordinate lies here from which belongs to 1 to this n. The second circle, its center will be 2 0, third circle 3 0, fourth circle is 4 0. Like this it will go, and we can draw a number of circles whatever we want. So see how it works, we'll see. 1 to 5. So I'll just change here number 10. We want suppose 10 circles, x belongs to 1 to n, and we'll have the radius will take 1 centimeter and compile it. So look at here how we are getting circles with 1 radius and center at required x0. We do not have to give every time center and radius of the circle on. Using this kind of small programming, we can draw these types of circle. If suppose I'll change this radius to 0.5, so we will get this type of circle. Okay. Another thing is that now we want the different positions of the circle. Look at here this picture. So this picture we want different positions of the circle. So I'll just start here. N that is suppose 8. N is running up to 8, and the slash x is in with the center 2 4 like this of even points. So slash x 0 means center x coordinate is at 2 4 0, and your y coordinate will remain at 0 only. Radius of the circle will remain as 0.5 centimeter. If I'll change this to 1 centimeter and see how it looks like. So these are the centers, circles I'll get with the centers at x coordinates at even numbers and y coordinate is 0, and with the radius 1 centimeter. So predefining all these things, we'll get the number of circles. Similarly, concentric circles, see how one can draw concentric circles. For the concentric center, again in the command begin and end tick picture, we'll define n up to 2, and then center will define at fixed because center is not varying here. Center is fixed at some point 0 0, but radius is varying here. So that's why radius is kept as circle with the radius slash x, where slash x belongs to the 0.1, 2, 3 up to 4. If I'll change this to 4 and I'll change this radius to 1, 2, it will go up to 2. So it will go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and radius will change accordingly. Center will lie at 0, 0. So look at this, which type of concentric circles we'll get. I'll keep on changing this number. I'll just change with 10, and 10 concentric circles will get. Center 0, 0, and radius accordingly vary. So this way, it's beautiful pictures within one command. Another thing is this type of circle with whose center is at x0, x is varying 0.12 and number of circles we get here 2. So again radius is also varying and center x coordinate is also varying. So both the things are there and we'll get the required number of circles. If I change this n to 4, we'll get a number of circles over there. Yeah, so see this. So this way about the circles. Now, another concept is of drawing a grid, or one can say that we can draw the graph papers type of things in a LaTeX. Again, the command is starting from begin and end tick picture. Drawing the color here, green color. Its strength is 90 and 6 by 6 grid I have drawn it. So this is the simple thing 0, 0, 0 to 6, 6 with the grid. Using this word grid, we can draw these grid lines. Another one is see here, where I have customized these grids. Step size I have taken as 0.1, very thin. Color is again green. And from 0, 0 to 3, 4, one can get this type of figure. Then this X and Y coordinates we can draw here in this graph. So we'll see actually demonstration. See. Here, these are the grid lines. Color is green. I'll change the color of this. I'll take a red color or blue color also. Then I'll check the grid points are 10, 10. And compile it. So look at this type of grid lines we get. For this, again, I have customized it here. You see, in the previous command, I have used draw, just I have put the color blue, but here with the color blue, I have used very thin word and then step size I have defined here, that is 0.1. So we can define that there's by default, it will take step size as 1 centimeter, one can say according to this LaTeX positioning. But here, I can customize it by step size 0.1 and then very thin and color is green. So we get this kind of graph sheets. One can draw the graph on it, some denoting, locate some points, vertices, like this way on this graph. How one can draw the axis on this graph? So these are the command. See here, draw 0.1, that is same, 0, 0 grid 10 to 6, that is fixed. So I'll change this 10 to 6 again to 10 to 10. So it will give you 10 by 10 things. And for these axes, I'll use this command draw and these 2 arrow lines, slash and these 2 arrow lines we can use. Ultra thick, these are the ultra thick lines. If you don't use this ultra thick, we'll get just a very light line. So we won't be able to spot it. That's why I have used ultra thick. Then color red, the strength is 90. And then 0, 0 to 5, 1. So you can start from here 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2. This is 5, 1, like this way. And node right X. So this way one can spot this node. This node X is there. So this is given by this command node right. But the position of that node is right, and this X is what we wanted to denote that axis. Similarly for the Y axis, same thing, starting from 1, 0, and then it will go up to 1, 5 and node left 1. If I change this position of node, if I write here right, and I'll use here left, change the position of those nodes. Look at here, this X is to this side and Y is gone to this right side. So we can do whatever the position of those labels we want, we can do accordingly. There are 4 types of things: left, right, and above and below. These are the fourth way. Four ways are there to denote the labels, and we can customize accordingly. For the position of 2, 3, I have again used this command /node right at 2, 3, and then I have labeled it. This is the position, and what is the label of that I have labeled it. If suppose I will change here to some other number, right here capital A. So it's the same position at 2, 3, but it will denote that label by capital A. Look at it. So this way, one can fix the position of any vertices. We can add it here, any coordinates we can add, and we can label it accordingly. We can. So this is about doing grids in a LaTeX. Next thing is about flowchart. This is also a very important concept. We can draw this flowchart in LaTeX using some kind of programming or some simple commands. This is very useful in engineering and writing algorithms. We can inside only create this kind of flowchart. So these are the flowchart. Again, this one we can put some colors inside the flowchart. We can customize it according to our color, whichever be the color. Then again, next one is like this kind of flowchart. We can make it in LaTeX only, where we can use some different shapes and different colors at this flowchart. So let's see how it works. What are the different commands? So for the flowchart, so this one, the simplest one, here it is. Starting from here, begin tick picture. No specify, no distance from any node to any other node. We specify the node distance in the beginning, or we can customize according to each node distance inside the program only, inside this command. So one can use it as per our requirement. So node distance I have kept here 2 centimeter. The first one, this one is, you see node 1, here /node A, I have labeled it A. You can label it anything, this part, and then draw this command we have to use. The shape of the node, this is ellipse. And then what is the label of this node is node 1. You can put it anything here. You can write here start, and you can label also this thing. These are the nodes used to draw the path between node. So that's why these nodes are used to draw the path, and these are the labels of the node. Okay, start, and then second one, so node 2 below of it. So I have here written draw and below of it, this A. So we are using this label for the further positioning of the nodes or any shape. So you see here node 2, and that is under the node 1, that is below of A. Then node 3 again below of B. So this node is specified by B, node 2, and then again node 3 is given by below of B, and which is given by labeled by symbol C. For the node D, this is the node D, that is node 4. I have used draw right of B because node 2 is at B, the label is B. So right of B, and again X shift means what we'll do, we will shift to the on a X axis. I'll just change here. Instead of 3 centimeter, I'll write here, suppose anything 5 centimeter. It will shift to the X direction 5 centimeter from node B. So see how it looks like. Here. So it will look like this way, means we can shift it as per our requirement where we want the position of any node or something, and then we can customize it. Then node 5 is labeled as E, its shape is circle, and is below of D. You see that D means your node D, which is of which is having this node 4 long statement appears here. So below that Y shift, you see here I have used the Y shift, means below that node D, I can shift the Y by -2 centimeter. You can change it by any number. You can use -1, and that is given by node 5. That can write end of our flowchart or algorithm. So at the end, you see here, start from here, then you can write what are the things inside that, and ending here with this. So once you define these nodes, after defining all the nodes and its position, and then these are the another commands which we need to use to join this node, that is /draw. Inside the square bracket, I have used this arrow, okay, and then A to B. So these are the labels I'm using to join these nodes. You see, I'm not using the start, node to, these are not labels. These are the indicator what we are putting inside those nodes. But these are the labels which we are defining in the beginning, and these you are using to join any node. And these are also direction specific. I mean, if you write here B to A, so it will give you the arrow from B to A, not A to B. Look at here. So we have to be careful from where to where which node is going. So you see here, the arrow is from node 2 to start. So like this way, we have to be very careful in which direction our flow chart is going. If you don't give this arrow here, so what we get? We'll not get that direction. See here. So this means this direction is necessary to give that which way is this going. Another thing is putting the colors inside these nodes. So here when one can see node distance 2 centimeters, same thing, except that only I have used here TIGGIS style. This command is another one, which is I have added into the previous command, that is TIGGIS style every node, and then use draw rounded corners, fill yellow. Okay, so this will fill all the nodes by color yellow. This is also the strength of the color. Okay, and then you see a draw ellipse node 1, then below of it same thing. C, node C is, node 3 is of the shape trapezium. You can see here trapezium we have used here. Any shape we can use, ellipse, circle, trapezium, rectangle, whatever be the shapes, standard shapes available here. Then below of B, okay, like this way one can give the colors to this flowchart. But another one is using different colors and different shape. So look at this flowchart. This is important. So in the beginning, I have defined these shapes, customizing all the shape in the beginning only, and then writing in this tick picture command. So you see that in TIGGIS style, I have used this DIAM diamond. So this diamond type of shape can be customized in the beginning only. So I have written here what you mean by DIAM, that what I am going to use in my program. And DIAM, it is the diamond shape, then draw, then fill yellow, its string, text width is 4 EM. So EM is also a kind of measure. You can use centimeter, you can use millimeter, whatever you can try with this, and you'll get the required kind of text width. Then text badly centered, then no distance 3 centimeter, and then inners, that is 0.5. So this kind of customizing will get you required shapes in the beginning only. Then TIGGIS style rectangle, I have used REC, same thing. Then trapezium, I have used TRAPZ. Then for the circle, I have used CIRC, and then customize it. You in the beginning only you customize all the necessary thing what you are using, or you can customize inside also. But it's better to customize before, and then use it, it will look like a simple program. So here I have used trapezium node A initializing model. So this one is there, initialize model trapezium. Then this cloud. So what do you mean by cloud? Cloud is draw ellipse, field red, node distance 3 centimeter, minimum height 2 em. So this I have used as an ellipse. So wherever I use this cloud, it will give me the shape of ellipse. Okay, like this way. So cloud, and then these are the positioning of our nodes. That is left of A, X shape -2 centimeter. So this one node B, this expert is -2 centimeter to initialize model. So I have used here -2 centimeter. Then system right of A. So A is given by this initialized model, and this is to the right side. So this way, whatever the shape I have defined earlier, we can use it in the beginning of our node. Then we can define the positioning, that is right, left, below, okay, or above this kind of position of the node. And then we can shift the positions of node, that is whatever the required position we want, that is Y shift, X shift, using this command. And what are the things we have to write inside those boxes, we can write this in these curly brackets and then semicolon. So once we define the node positioning, and then the remaining part is by joining those positions. You can join these positions by using this command path /path, or you can join by this command /draw. Anything you can use it. The /path, and then the node labels you can use. These are the labels: A to D, D to E, like this, whatever we want, where we want. So these kind of things. And if we want this type of shape, you see that here we have the arrow is giving like this and it turn to 90 degree. So we are using this thing, okay, / vertical line. It will turn accordingly 90 degree. Then F to D, here also it will turn accordingly. C to E, we can write this way. So this way we can write this flow chart. We can draw this flow chart in a LaTeX. Okay, and many things you can customize according to your requirement. You play around it, you'll definitely get a beautiful thing as per your requirement. Another thing is, next part is about XY plane. So we can draw this XY plane here. This is the addition of vectors thing. U vector, V vector, and then addition of vector, we know that. So how to draw this thing? So here it is, figures in XY plane. First you start with begin tick picture, end tick picture. Defining X and Y with 1 centimeter means what? That means X and Y axis will move 1 centimeter in a size of 1 centimeter, they will increase. Then you see here, draw this axis, X axis. So both side arrow, and then -30, this is the position, -30, -30 to 40, node right X. So this is your X label to this. We can change this to capital X, can change this to capital Y. Then Y axis, you can see here, Y axis one can draw using this command /draw, and then both side arrows. These are the positions of your axis, Y axis. Now here this arrow starting from origin to going up to this, its position is 0, 0 to 2, 1.3, node left. I have not given any node here, but I have kept this bracket, curly bracket as it. These are the commands you require. If you remove this, so it will not work. You try this, it will not work. These are all required things. If you want to label, you write it inside it, or you can keep as it is. It will not give you any label, but I have labeled it U here in below. Whatever the positions I want, I can label it anywhere. So that I'll explain you. So here, draw from 0 to up to this point to 1.3. We can increase this size. We can, I'll write here Suppose I write it 2 comma 2. So see what I am getting. So I'll get the arrow in this direction. So that's why defining these positions of the vertices initially is important. Initially, you draw it on some pages roughly, and then after that you write all these things in this take the picture command so that it will give you a better picture. Then another this one, these lines are dotted with dashed line. So I can customize according to that dashed line, thick line, and positions and length. The next thing is slash node right at 1.6 minus 0.4 u plus v. So this u plus v, this labeling I have used to label this line, that u plus v. I have used this slash node right at, and I have defined the position 1.6 minus this. I have to decide which position it should be so that I can write those coordinates here and the labels appear over there. It's all needed from your side, that how where you require those labels and positions so that you can label according as per your requirement. See, this is another thing, the bisection method graph I had drawn here. This graph, same thing. I'll just quickly go through it because it will also the similar way I have explained you before. This is also, you see that projection thing kind of. So this will also one can get there. Another thing, yeah. The next thing is about plotting 2D and 3D, drawing 2D and 3D plots in a LaTeX. You see, up till now, since yesterday, we have seen that LaTeX can be used for writing any documents or article, research paper, etc. But here also you can see a very advanced and important feature of LaTeX, that LaTeX can be used as a computational software also. And this is one of the greatest advantage of LaTeX. Means what? We have only looked at towards LaTeX as a writing kind of software, comparing with the Word. But it's not limited up to that only. Like other computational software, Mathematica, Maple, MATLAB, or you whatever you knows computation softwares where one can compute many mathematical equations and draw the graphs, plots, something like. So adding to that, LaTeX also can do this plotting and all with the some interesting commands. You see that for 2D plot, I have used this again inside the begin tick picture, end tick picture. We can use this begin axis, end axis. Again, inside it, we can use this begin and end axis. Square bracket is also there. We can customize inside that our axis label and all that we'll see in a later slide. But this command add plot slash add plot, and what is the function we wanted to plot? So I have taken here x square minus x plus 4. So this function can be plotted in LaTeX. So it computes the function and it will give us a very nice plot. And these are the some of the nodes which it has used. We can customize these nodes also, and it will give you a smooth shape of graph also. So see here, look at this. This is also here we can use. Then we can get this type of plots. So how we'll get this, we'll see. So you see here, yeah, 2D and 3D plot. So for this plot, here I have explained you begin tick picture, end tick picture, begin axis, end axis, and whatever the plot we wanted to plot x. Here I have taken x square minus x. You can write here plus 4, plus 5, something like this. I will compile it and get the required graph, required plot. 2D plot with some axis. Yes, you see here. Then next thing is this type of plot where we don't require any marks like this kind of node mark. So we can use this add plot, no marks, and then x square minus x. So we'll get this type of plot. Similarly, we'll customize this type of plot. We'll quickly go through it. Now see here, I'll go to this plot. So adding many plots, many functions in one graph only, and with the labeling, how one can do. So here it is. PGF slash is this command we need to add extra here for this labeling and all the this adding these three commands, three graphs in a one plot. So slash PGF plots set every axis slash dot append style solid, then everything slash append style semi thick, color is black. Then begin axis scale only axis we have to keep as true. X label we are giving, Y label we are giving is Y, X label, Y label, we can write it here capital X and Y. Then this is a domain, X minimum -4, X maximum 4, domain of this X axis, Y minimum, Y maximum is 10, domain of Y axis, axis line middle samples 40, and grid, we want grid lines, that's why here grid, and samples we have taken 40, that's why we are getting this smooth kind of thing, otherwise we will get this kind of dotted nodes will get. So if you increase the sample size, we'll get a smooth kind of graph. Legend, so what are the legends we wanted to label here? We can write it here, domain -4, which is X domain it is taking. The legend position is outer northeast. This is the position of legend, outer north. This is here. The position we can define where we wanted to give our legends. And then title XY plots. Here I have given this XY plot title. So you can give the title of for this plot. Using this command add plot, no marks, color red, x square plus 3. So this is a line x square plus 3, red color line, x square plus 3. Then its label. So add a legendary, and then its label is y is x square plus 3. So here it is label, I can label it. Similarly, you can plot another functions like 3 minus 3x square plus 5 plus 10, which is of violet color, this one. And then x plus 5, the straight line, which is of blue color. So this way, these three different functions are plotted in a one plot, and using this, it will calculate and give us this kind of graphs in LaTeX. Then next one is 3D graphs. You see here, 3D graphs also one can give. So the function is the command for this begin tick picture, end tick picture. Then again in a begin axis, end axis. How it different from 2D plot is slash add plot 3. Here we have to write it. Only this difference is there. Otherwise, you see here the same thing. Slash add plot, and there is no 2 here. So it means that you understood that it is 2D plot. But to get the 3D plot, slash add plot 3, and then the surface plot we want. That's why it is given as surf, comma, and then this is your function, exponential minus x square minus y square into x. So this is the plot of this function exponential minus x square minus. You can write what is the function you want. Suppose I'll remove this x and check out what kind of plot we get. See here. So this is a plot I'll get when I remove that x from there. Beautiful thing we'll get here. Then another one, this type of plot, which is x square plus y square. Here I have labeled it x square plus y square plot. Okay. Again, begin tick picture, end tick picture, begin axis, end axis, add plot 3. This is only different than surface plot x square plus y square. If I change it to x cube plus y cube, look at here. Change this. And compile it. So this is the, see how beautiful pictures one can get using this 3D plot and 2D plot. So it is itself is a computing all these plots and giving us a nice picture, which we have not seen before, because this computational part only be done in our computational software. But LaTeX is a software which is giving us both kind of things, computing, not all part. Of course, those softwares which are computational software, which are much better for the computation, but some of the part which is very basic concepts and calculations we can do in LaTeX also while writing the things. So this is a great advantage of this LaTeX. Again, the surface, this surface, we want this plot in terms of mesh format. So we can have this command mesh comma. Only this thing will give you this type of mesh plot. So this is about 2D and 3D plotting and shapes in a LaTeX. This one part is over. In the next section, we are going to see, how the graphs are drawn. I mean, graphs in the sense of vertices and edges, that is a different thing. Shapes are different, but graphs and vertices and edges, we require some vertices positions, then joining those vertices. So these are the different things as compared to the shapes. So how it will work and what kind of package we require, especially for the vertices and edges, that we'll see in the next section. So look at here, these are the vertices, only simple vertices, and then we'll see that how these vertices, what are the positions of the vertices. For this, you require the package which I have mentioned here, that is new command I have defined here. I'll just explain one more time, I'll show you, which is already there. This command I required here, which I have already predefined in preamble, that is using slash new command slash vertex slash node. So this slash node only I'm using, but I'm labeling it as a slash vertex command. Take this style vertex, which I have defined here, circle, draw. Then this is minimum size, means the size is a size of that vertex with kind of 6 points. So point I have mentioned, your point is related with the centimeter. You can change with that also, centimeter, millimeter, whatever that. You can do some kind of trial and error thing. You can understand what is the relation between centimeter and point. So of course, point is very small than centimeter. So in the preamble only I have defined this command, and because of this, I could get this type of vertices, and it is different than shapes. So what are the things, what are the commands are required to plot these vertices, and how one can plot these vertices? You see here, slash begin tick picture, end tick picture, slash vertex 0. You can start from any vertex. It's not necessary you always start from 0, 0. These are only the positioning of the vertices. You can draw the graph on some rough paper with the position of the vertices, and then you put it in this command. So starting from this slash vertex add 0, 0, and all the things in this line are essential. Means if you remove these curly brackets, you will not get that vertex. So keep in mind that each and everything in these commands is essential. So slash vertex at 0, 0, then slash vertex at 2, 0. 2, 0 means I have moved towards x-axis up to distance 2. We can say that 2 centimeter or 2 millimeter, whatever. Then 2, 0. Then vertex at 3 minus 2, 0 much. I have defined the positions of all these vertices before only, and then writing those coordinates here and executing this command, I get this kind of vertices here. But these vertices have, they are this. We want some different types of vertices where we have that is colored, filled with some colored and all. So for this, we give this kind of fill. We'll customize it. Inside the square bracket, we'll write fill things. Fill, it will automatically fill with black color. If you want different types of color, accordingly you give the colors to the vertices. That is, we are going to see in the next slide also. But if you just write fill, it will by default give you black color for this, and add 0, 0, same positions. So these are the vertices. Okay. The next thing is labeling of the vertices, where we want which are the positions of the vertices. See here, the same thing, slash vertex fill at 0, 0, and then again one more square bracket I have given there, label equal to above. So there are 4 positions of the label which LaTeX on 0, that is above, below, left, and right. Other than this, we have to customize it, but these positions are sufficient to label the vertices. You see that label is equal to above, which is named as V1. I have given the vertex V1. So these are the command I have used, V1. Then 2, 0, I have labeled it V2 above. V3, so V3, 3 minus 2, here this is a 3 minus 2, V3. Then V4, which is below, so I have used this below V4. And then V5, this is -2, -1. And V6, that is 4, -1. These are the positioning of the vertex already we have defined. Then we have labeled the vertices. Okay, this way one can label. So we'll see demonstration of this. Yes. So here it is. Here it is. You see that here, these are the begin tick picture, end tick picture, vertex, slash vertex. These are the labels. Here we can actual label which will appear on the graph, but these are the labels which we use to join the vertices. So that we'll see at the time of edges. These are the positions of the vertices. Next thing I have filled it, so fill, and then we'll get this black dotted type of vertices. Then labeling of vertices. Here it is, label above, label below, like this. If I change this above, right here to the right, or left, or below, like below here. Of course, we have to use the small letters. So here you see that the position label of the vertex V1, it goes down, that at this point we can label it at this position. Similarly, accordingly, we can label all the remaining vertices. Another type of graph we can always, many times we use this type of graph we require, where we are labeling the vertices inside the vertex. So you see how, what are the codes for this here. Vertex fill at A, and then sorry, here I have used a slash node shape circle. So same thing, we can use that node command also for this shape circle, radius 0.1, draw black, and its label is A, but actually we are labeling inside that T1. Then slash node circle, draw black D, and then that is T2 and Tn. So these are 3 types of vertices I have labeled. I have drawn this picture like this, and vertex A at 2, 0, which is labeled by R. This is your vertex, which is given by black dot. And then you join these things, slash node 3 minus 2, 3 dots. See, these dots are given by this node, which is at this position. And then slash path A, edge node. So you can join this node by this command, edge node left, and that is curly bracket ADF. So A to capital A, the small a is the vertex, and this capital ADF, these are the labels of these 3 vertices or nodes. So this way one can draw this shape. Coloring of the vertices, same thing. So here, as I mentioned you, if you don't give the specify the colors, it will give you by default black one. But here, if you write your fill equal to red, fill equal to green, violet, orange, yellow, purple, you can with the different colors to the vertices. Of course, we can increase the size of the vertices and many things one can do. Same thing vertex. Now edges. For the edges, yeah. So same, first we define the position of the vertices, that is there, same vertices I am taking. But for edges, I am adding this part extra, that is slash path, using this command, and then you define the edges from which edge to which vertex to another vertex you want that edge. That is A to B, B to C, according to using this labels only, not this side. These are the labels which is shown in the diagram, but these are the labels we are using for A, B, C, D, E. We are using these labels here for joining those vertices. These edges, path, A to B, B to C, C to D, this type of path you define, semicolon, end tick picture, will get the these vertices are joined by these edges. So this way we can join those vertices. Then labeling of edges. So after drawing those edges, so we can label the edges, same thing, same commands I'm using, only I'm customizing in the edge command, that is slash A to B. So it was previously A to B only, like this, A edge B, but here A edge node, we are giving node above, and then what is the node, that what is the label of that edge we wanted to give, we can label it here. Node above E1 to B, node left E6, node right, node above, like this way. So we'll get this type of graph using these commands, that E1, E2. So we'll see here. Yeah, these are the edges. I can label it, add above, and then node above black, then node left, node right, node above, node left. So this way we can label it. But for this we require we use these labels, these position, these labels for joining those vertices. Not these. These are V1, V2, V3. These are the labels actually which is seen in the graph. But you can keep this A and this A also same. It's not necessary that you keep it different. But you know, the convenient thing, you can write it here, some numbers also, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It is up to us that we define those labels. For our conveniently, we can use it according to which gets the output easy for us, and we can understand those commands easily. So this way we can join this. I'll just change this to E1. I'll change the E capital A, suppose, and I'll execute this. So you see here, we are getting EA. This, the label of this edge is EA. Similarly, one can write the position above, we can write it below, and doing all the kind of things, we will get the required. Yeah. Then coloring of the edges. For the coloring of the edges, same thing. Again, we use ultra thick red color. So inside this command, we are putting only the square bracket and ultra thick red, whatever the colors we want, ultra thick blue. If you don't want ultra thick, you just put it red, blue, whatever the colors you want it to give. This way we can color those edges. Then multiple edges and loops. So multiple edges we can give. You see how one can give multiple edges and loops in a graph. For multiple edges, again, after defining the positions and all, after joining this, we need to give, see here, this edge, V1 to V2, A to B, bend right, this thing, only between the edges, you write here bend right or bend left, accordingly it will work. I'll just change this, bend right, I'll write here bend left, and see what kind of graph we are getting. See, because A to B already I have written a bend left, and that edge is already there, so it is overlapping with that edge, this edge also, and that's why we're not getting the other edge here. So that's why I'll keep here bend right, and we'll get that parallel edge. Yes, so look at here, we are getting this parallel edge. Then for the loop, see here, for this loop, we have from which vertex you want loop. So C to C, and then loop left. So where is the position of the left? Again, I can give left, right, above, below those loops, and distance of the loop. So I'll change here distance in what is the size of the loop you want. I'll give here 3 centimeter. I will write here instead of left, I'll write here right, and see what graph we are getting. See, so the loop position has been changed. It is to the right side of the vertex, and also the size is 3 centimeter. Distance of this length of this edge is 3 centimeter. Like this way, we can change the position of the loop, and we can draw the loop. We can draw the parallel edges. Okay, so one can practice this kind of. We can color those edges also. We have already seen how to color the edges. Then the last thing in this is about the directed graph. Directed graphs are simplest one, because here already we know that how to draw the graph. And then in a directed graph, what we are doing, we are just adding this command. Okay, look at here, this command uh, in a square bracket, arrow still, and shorten 1 point. So the size of this arrow, okay, is 1 point. That's why you have to customize this, and you have to add this command only. Rest of the things are very similar as compared to the above undirected graph. Other thing is we have to very careful about the positions and direction of the edges, because V2 to V1, it was earlier in the undirected graph, you can write A to B or B to A, same edge you'll get. But in directed graph, we need to be careful from where to which vertex is edge is going, and that's why this is important. If you change this, suppose I'll change this V1 to V2. It is earlier V2 to V1. You see here V2 to V1 it is going, but I'll change V1 to V1, so it will change the direction. And it will give you this type of graph where it will go from V1 to V2, and then V3 to V2, V4 to V3, and V4 to V1. So this type of graph will get directed graph. Same thing we can plot this type of which is having these edges, multiple edges, and loop in a directed graph. So one can customize it according to our graphs. We can do many things and play around it using these simple commands. Of course, we can draw the graphs by using those nodes also and path also, nodes and draw these commands also, but we will not get this kind of uh, easy that is labeling and positioning of the vertices and edges using those nodes and that is draw command. That's why for graph only using vertices and edges, I have used specially, I have defined and customized those commands in terms of vertices and edges. I have labeled it vertex, and then another one is edges. It will be easy for us to understand which vertex, what is the label of the vertex, and what is the edge label, and accordingly any type of graph we can draw here. So this is about directed graph and vertices. You can practice it. Many things are there. Do it yourself. You first install uh, those packages or add those packages, and then using this simple command, you play around it, do some practice, definitely explore many things out of this. It's just a beginning of this drawing some pictures or graph in a LaTeX. Okay, so this is about my presentation, which in which I have covered the topic of how to draw the shapes, structures, 3D shapes, 2D shapes, then 2D and 3D plots, flow charts, and graphs which have been vertices and edges. One can explore many things. This is just a beginning, as I already mentioned. Okay, so I'll stop with my presentation. If you have any doubts or any question you wanted to ask, the session is open. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Amjad sir, for such a nice presentation. Okay. Now we are opening our session for interaction with Amjad sir. We got few questions in chat box. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read those questions first of all, and our other faculty member will unmute them uh, from which we got the question, so that you can also interact with them. Okay.
Sure.
So the first question we got in our chat box is from Chandradeepa Chitalkar, madam.
Mm-hmm.
Why there is a difference in the two rectangles when the dimensions were same?
Okay.
So if Chitalkar ma'am is unmute, you can ask your query, ma'am, please.
Yes.
And I request other participants also, if you have any query, so please mention it in a chat so that we can ask to Amjad sir for that.
Yes, madam. If you specify the question, because I'll go to the rectangle part which you are asking. This is a rectangle. So which type of rectangle you are asking? Let me know.
And she asked one more question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Can we draw a circle within a square or vice versa?
Yes,
That's our second
definitely we
question.
can draw. Yes, as I mentioned you, we have to first of all uh, fix the positions of the shapes what we wanted to draw. On a plain paper, you just like assuming that is a Cartesian system, and you fix the positions of the vertices of the rectangle, or and then a circle with center and whatever with the circle radius. But the only important thing is that you have to plot or you have to draw in one command only. That is begin tick picture. Here only you have to mention that circle, draw circle in one command only. Otherwise, it will get you some other positions. In one command, it will assume that all the coordinates, all the XY plane coordinate is assume that it is in the one tick picture, and accordingly it plots. So if you see this figure I have drawn here, here this type of a circle, and then I have plot here. Can you see here these grid lines? This rectangle, 1 minute, I'll just show you. Yes. So this type of grid lines and this circle is drawn in one begin tick picture, end tick picture, where we have drawn that circle and grid lines, which looks like that all the circles is covered by grid line. So those rectangles and circles be drawn in one command, begin tick picture, end tick picture, so that we can fix the positions first of all, and after fixing the positions of the rectangle and circle, we can plot those things, not in the different commands. Okay.
Okay, I hope Chitalkar ma'am's query got resolved. Now, sir, we got another question from Niladri.
Mm-hmm.
She also mentioned two questions.
Mm-hmm.
First question is, can we use angle degree to change
Mm-hmm.
the curve? And
Hmm.
second question is, is any package we have to use for begin axis command, backslash begin axis,
Backslash.
begin axis.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
there any package
Got
we
it.
have to use?
Okay.
So
First thing, for
if
angle degree, see here, see this picture. Can you see here this picture? That line I have drawn. Draw thick -2 to 2. Here out 10 in degree. So these are the angle degrees I am using only. Okay. For plotting that line and doing some kind of bend shape of curve for the any line or any shape of any curve. So out 10 degree means starting from anti-clockwise direction for angle, and you can use that out 10 degree, and these are in terms of degrees only. To -2 to 2, if you see that here, if you start from -2, and this is it will go up to +2 to 2, and then out 10 and in 190 degree. So using this angle degree command, I can bend this line at this point. Similarly, it will bend here out -90 means in 30. So using this angle degree, I can bend any shape. About your second question, could you repeat this, please? What type of
yes, sir.
command package you are asking?
If Niladri sir is unmuted, then you can ask by
Yes.
your own, sir. Please go on.
Yes, when I was using that begin plot comment, there was an error coming in my computer saying it was undefined environment. So what can I do to cure that environment, sir?
Which type of command you are executing?
Sir, when I was using that begin plot command, add plot or that begin axis command, then there was an error coming that.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Madam, for this plotting in a TIGZ, you see, I'll go to the plotting part. Yeah, here it is. You require this add legend entry, this extra package to be added in your preamble to get this 2D plot and 3D plot to be executed in your system. So this add legend entry, this extra package you add over there in your preamble, and the problem will be solved. Because of this only, it will not work.
Okay, sir. Sir, I hope Niladri ma'am's question got resolved now. Now the next question we got from Geeta Paluskar, madam. So the question is, can we add images or diagrams directly in a LaTeX? And in a similar kind of a question we have received from Bahusaib Sontakke sir, how to draw pictures other than geometry. Okay. So I guess both the questions you
Yes,
got,
I got it. Yes, we can.
Got the same answer for both the questions.
Yes. The answer is same. We can add externally that in the last session, yesterday's session, speaker has shown us how to add external pictures in a LaTeX by putting those pictures, some extension file, JPG or PNG, and then putting those in the same directory as the LaTeX file is. So those extra kind of things we are having to be added in a LaTeX document. But the question is that whether we can draw the same pictures. Suppose as far as mathematical document is concerned, we used to add some graphs or figures in it. So we can plot, as I explain you, we can add 2D and 3D plots. But other than this, suppose some computational softwares are there, we are doing some computation part over there, some images we are getting over there. And those images we need to import in our LaTeX document. So those can be done by using that include graphic command. We cannot plot those. Of course, we can do those kind of things also by customizing all our TIGZ package and all. But it will become a very tedious thing, because computational part already done by other software, and those graphs or those any images, we can add it very easily using include graphic. This TIGZ package is specially meant for this type of vertices, edges, graph, and some kind of shapes or flow charts where we can edit inside this and customize according to our requirement. So this is very basic and that is useful thing for that, not for those kind of tedious pictures and images. That is why answer for this.
Thank you, sir. I guess both their queries got solved. They got the answer for their queries. The next question is from Sandeep Naik, sir. The question is, how about writing a text inside 3D ball?
3D?
3D ball. The same question I got in my mind also. How to insert a text in any shape that we have seen it here, whether it is a 3D shape or 2D
You see
shape.
here. See here it is. Here, if you see my screen here, I have used the slash node. What will be the shape I have drawn here, circle or what? And then next line after that you give these curly brackets. You see here, these curly brackets are given here. And inside curly bracket, whatever the thing you wanted to write, you can write over there. Similar thing I have used in a flow chart. If you see here, in the flow chart, I have written text inside these boxes. Same thing here. You give some curly brackets after defining this node and what is the shape and position of this node or what is the shape you are using. After that, you write this square bracket, and inside square bracket, what the thing or the text you wanted to add, you can add it over there. It's a very simple thing you can do.
Is it possible to add it in a 3D shapes?
3D shape. 3D shapes also. 3D shapes also. 3D shapes also we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, now we don't have any other query. So I hand over the session to Meenakshi Panchal ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Your presentation is really very wonderful, and I think it covered all the aspects of TIGZ from toe to head. I think all the doubts are clear of all our participants, and they are very satisfied. It is reflected from chat box also. So once again, I like to say thank you from our organizing team, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for the organizer giving me this opportunity once again. And I request all the participants, this is just a beginning, as I mentioned in my presentation also. You explore many things. I have given you the basic commands and all. You do the practice. Of course, the practice is required because latex is a, one can say, the ocean, and we have to enter in it. Every day we are learning different kind of commands and packages which we can include and customize it to get it to our requirement. So this is really a beautiful software available, which is freely available. So get used to of it. This is my request and suggestion to all the participants, that you must practice it. Even if you are not getting executing any command, don't let down. Means we are having the Google, and I have also mentioned you some of the references. You can search on it. Google is there. You can search Google, just type and Google it. You'll definitely solve. You get answers for all your queries. So just spending your time, taking some of the effort, because already for this kind of commands and all, these all compiled thing. What I have done, this is the study, what the things what I have shown you. I have taken a lot of effort to compile and to gather this information up till now. But already now you got this knowledge about this TIGZ package and all. So this all things. So you just start from here and to develop your own commands and own that is customize it according to your need. So thank you so much for you, and all the best.
Thank you very much, sir. And there are some instructions for participants now. Participants, our next session will start at sharp at 1:30 p.m. So just please leave the meeting from your end Okay, and then again rejoin it just 10 minutes before the 1:30, before the next session. Thank you very much. लिंक ना, अच्छा ते आपण व्हॉट्सअपवर देऊ ना, पाठवलेलेच आहेत तसं.